Hello, I'm Lynn Kelly, PhD Certified Relationship Coach. Thanks for checking out my video. For the past 30 years, I've been coaching men and women in relationships, and I've come up with the way to handle the most difficult men. I've learned what works and what doesn't work. I've even learned how to turn frogs into princes. I'd like to wave my magic wand and give you all my fairy dust. The 9 worst kinds of men in relationships are what I call bad dicks, based on my book, Bad Dick, Good Jane: How Good Girls Get Bad Boys to Behave, Fall in Love, and Commit. These 9 bad dicks are floppy dick, commitment phobic; stiff dick, controlling and rigid; limp dick, wimpy, low achieving, and lazy; player dick, the womanizer; slick dick, lying, cheating, and manipulative; cheap dick, cheap, miserly, moocher, user; addicted dick, drugs, alcohol, porn, work, gambling, etc.; selfish dick, self-centered and narcissistic; and closed dick, emotionally unavailable. You'll learn all about these bad boys in my newest book, Bad Dick, Good Jane. This is my 11th relationship book, and I give you the best of everything I know. If you're sick and tired of game players and bad boys, you need to be able to spot bad dicks immediately and use these strategies to turn the tables in your favor. Choosing a life mate is the most important decision you will ever make in your lifetime. Not only choosing a good mate, but keeping a good mate and keeping him good. We've all felt that feeling and said those words, "He was so great in the beginning. If only I could get him back the way he was then." So it's vital to your well-being that you learn to become a good Jane. Good Jane is not a plain Jane or a nice girl, nor is she a G.I. Jane, controlling bitch. She's smart, confident, caring, fun, objective, and empowered. For example, I'll start with slick dick because most of the other dicks in my book have a lot of the same characteristics. Slick dick is the one who lies to you, cheats on you, and is a master manipulator and con artist. Let me start by saying statistics show that most men do not cheat. However, most men have learned to lie, control, and manipulate to get what they want, and you need to tune into the red flags. Here are some behaviors to watch out for, from mild to severe. Slick dicks are likely to act witty and charming, be very seductive, be good at flattery and manipulating other people's emotions, often act arrogant, be demeaning and critical of others, be disrespectful toward others, use tactics such as denial, rationalization, shifting the blame, playing victim, minimizing, diversion, intimidation, guilt-tripping, and controlling. Have problems with substance abuse, be verbally abusive, lie, steal, get into fights, either verbal or physical, not show guilt or remorse, break the law. How does a good Jane handle a slick dick? Depending on the severity of his case, she needs to start with what I call the shock and awe strategy. Here's your fairy dust. If a man starts to criticize you, shame you, control you, or become verbally abusive in any way, you need to put a stop to it immediately. You just stand there and stare at him looking stunned. You act as if you've never heard anything like this before and you don't believe it. You simply say, "What?" Your shocked stance forces him to pay attention. He'll get it, trust me. He will know you didn't like what he said and you aren't used to it. He may back down right away, or he may become more aggressive. If he becomes more aggressive, it's best to remove yourself from the situation. If he backs down, fine. But if he does it again, you're going to need to manage in a stronger way. For example, if he says to you, "You shouldn't wear so much makeup," you can respond with, "You shouldn't try to control me." Or you can use one of my favorite lines, "Can you accept this about me, or would you prefer to find someone who thinks like you do about this?" I have lots of other great strategies in my book to help you become the confident, empowered Jane you were meant to be and manage the most difficult behaviors in men. Bad Did Good Jane can be obtained as an ebook, audiobook, and paperback book on Amazon.com and many other websites. Please visit my website and subscribe to my free monthly relationship advice column and immediately get your free book, The 10 Secrets to Getting Any Man You Want to Want You, janesgoodadvice.com. And follow me on Twitter at janesgoodadvice and Facebook, Lynn Kelly, LYNKELLEY. Thanks.